E9, day 1, we're learning that ER makes the sound. So we've got her, term, perm, nerd, herd, fern, stern, verb, birth, perch. So usually we have ER at the end of a word, but these words we have ER in the middle of the word. So let's colour the ER in all those words. And you know whenever you see ER, it's going to say Sometimes we add to the end of a word to tell us someone who. So someone who swims is a swimmer. Someone who runs is a runner. So there's not many words where we have ER in the middle for the sound, but these are some of them. So when we put a vowel with an R, we call them the R-controlled vowels. So ER is an R-controlled vowel, and it makes a long sound, So you've already learnt AR, says R like in car, and we've already learnt OR, says or as in corn. Now these three are quite hard because they all make the same sound. ER says So even though it's ER, IR and UR, they all make the long sound. So we're just doing this one first so you can recognise which words have in them, in the middle of them. So you know that her means something belonging to a female. It is her dog, her house, her dress, etc. A term is for a period of time that you're at school. So you might show it on your calendar at home, whether you're in term 1, term 2, term 3 or term 4. A perm is where people get their hair curled and they put a special solution on their hair to make the curls stay in for a long time. A nerd is someone who might study a lot. A herd, if you have one cow, we say cow, but if we have a whole group of them, we'd say we've got a herd of cattle. A fern is a type of plant that may grow in your garden, and it's got tiny little leaves on it. Stern is a really very stern or hard look that someone might give you. It usually means that they're not happy. A verb is a word that tells us that we are doing something. So this man we can see is running. So run is a verb. Jump is a verb. Walk is a verb. A verb is a word that tells us what you're doing. Birth, this isn't the birth as in birthday. This is where you park a boat in a special place at a wharf or at a jetty somewhere. So it's B-E-R-T-H, meaning like to berth or to park a boat. We don't say park a boat, we say we're berthing a boat. Perch can have two meanings. It can mean that the bird is sitting or perching on a stick, and the stick can also be called a perch. That's what the bird is sitting on. So it can be it can be a noun and a verb. It can be a thing and it can be something that the bird can do. Okay, let's go through and have a look at reading, sounding, spelling and writing these words. So we've got her, her-er, H-E-R, 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 and then you have to find your little cover piece of paper, and you're going to cover the word and write it 3 times. See if you can get your letters on the line. Okay, you can do the rest of those on your own. This is E9, day 2, and we're revising that ER can make the sound. So remember, when you have the vowels A, E, I, O, U, and you put an R after each of those, they become the R-controlled vowels. And ER is one of the R-controlled vowels. They make a long vowel sound because they take a long time to say. Usually ER is on the end of a word to say someone who. So someone who runs is a runner. Someone who swims is a swimmer. Someone who farms is a farmer. But there are some words, not many, where we use ER in the middle of the word, and you need to remember which words we use ER for the sound in the middle of a word. This one here also says and this one here also says but we're not going to learn those for a little while, so you don't get confused. So I've got R as in car, and or as in fork. So let's have a look at these words that we're looking at today. We've got her, term, perm, nerd, herd, herd, fern, stern, verb, earth, birth, perch. Write the list word to match the meaning. A doing or action word would be a verb, so you'd have to write that in. A verb means something you can do. An object a bird rests on is a perch. It's like a stick or a bit of wood that a bird can sit on. Someone who studies a lot is a nerd, we might say. Write the word to match the picture. That's a stern look. You could give your friend a stern look now. It's a very cross, very serious look. Perm, this is where you might have, a person might have their hair curled and they put a special lotion on it to make the curls last. This is a type of plant. It's called a fern. And when we have a group of cows all together, we often call them a herd of cattle. So you can fill in those missing words. Read and fill in the gaps with the missing list word. Something is a doing word. We know what was a doing word. It's a verb. The hairdresser likes to something, my grand's hair. The teacher gave me a look when I dropped my rubbish. My dad wanted to our boat before it got dark. Now this berth here is a tricky one. It means to park a boat, and where you park a boat could also be a berth. The farmer has something of cows. That's an easy one for you. The bird will perch on a branch in the tree. My favourite at school is for. That's a tricky one for you. Don't forget to go back and read and sound and spell, then copy these words and finish off the rest of that page. This is E9, day 3, and we're revising that ER can make the sound in the middle or the end of a word. We usually see ER at the end of a word, and it tells us someone whose. So someone who shops is a shopper. Someone who skips is a skipper. So it's not very often we see ER in the middle, but these are some words where we do see it in the middle of words. ER is an R-controlled vowel, and we have 5 vowels, and we have 5 R-controlled vowels on the board here. So we've got AR, which says R as in car, that's an easy one. OR that says or as in fork, that's an easy one. These ones are the hard ones. ER, IR and UR all say So you have to try to remember which words we use the ER in for the sound, and that's what we're trying to do here. So we've got her, term, perm, nerd, herd, fern, stern, verb, earth, birth, perch. Let's read the words, sound the words, spell the words and write them. Off we go. We've got HER, cover it and write it. Next word is term, term. You can do the rest of those on your own. Fill in the gaps with the correct word, she or her. You might have to try them to see which one works best. Deb did not know what hit she. No, that doesn't sound right. Deb did not know what hit her. Something looked down at feet and saw a ball. She looked down, that sounds good. She looked down at she feet. No, she looked down at her feet. So you can easily read those sentences and finish those on your own. Here, these are verb families. So perm, perch and herd can be all verbs, and some of them can be nouns as well. So perm would be the base word of perms. Perch would be the base word of perching. And we've got herd already done for you. Here you have to add S to them. Here you're adding ing to them. And here you're adding ed to them to say that it's already happened. Write the new words. So you have to add perm and ent to make a new word. Permanent. Herself to make herself. Down the bottom, you're only asked to tick the verbs. So yell. Is yell something you can do? Yes, so you tick it. Is egg something you can do? No. Is nerd something you can do? No. They're nouns. Is wand something you can do? No, it's a noun. Birth could be a noun and a verb. So we're going to tick it because it can be a verb. You can finish the rest of those on your own. This is E9 day 4 and we're adding sounds to words and then we're learning how to join sentences together. So this says add the sounds to make words. So all you're going to do is use these sounds here to add them to these letters to make a word. So they're all being added to the end of the word. So we've got put, ant, ant, grant, chant, and slant. You can follow that pattern here. These ones are just the same. You're just adding the letters to the start of these words. So we've got spell, spat, spin and spot. You can finish those ones quite easily. Now down here, when we want to join one sentence to another sentence, we can use these joining words. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. So what we're going to do is choose the best joining words for these sentences that we've got down here. If you have a look, the first letter of for is an F, first letter of and is an A, the first letter of nor is an N. So the first letter of each of these joining words we can make into a word, fanboys, and that might help you when you're writing a story to remember some of these joining words that you can use in your story. Okay, let's try them. They went to cross the road. There was a car coming. Which would be the best joining word there? Probably but. They went to cross the road, but there was a car coming. The boat started to sink. We swam to the bank. The boat started to sink, so we swam to the bank. Would be the best joining word. It seemed like a sunny day. It still rained. It seemed like a sunny day, yet it still rained. He got a toy train. I got a toy truck. He got a toy train and I got a toy truck. You can finish that page on your own.